You're in danger.
We have a problem. Let's go get Britt.
General Hospital villain Dr. Liesl Albrecht has returned to the show with a lot of fanfare, but her horrific past with the Scorpio family makes her completely irredeemable, regardless of how charming she may seem. Kathleen Gotti's Liesl is a complicated character who was only supposed to be on the show for a very short time after she debuted in 2012. However, Gotti's fantastic acting and a riveting storyline prompted the producers to expand the role, and she's now come back to Port Charles after a nearly 2-year absence. Lyle's return was the result of Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr, finding out that Lyle had stolen his parents' frozen embryo and implanted it in her own daughter, Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault. Britt gave birth to Rocco at the time, naming him Ben, and raised him for just under a year. The truth eventually came out, and Rocco was returned to his parents, Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, and Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens. Most recently, when Brooklyn Quartermain, Amanda Setton, wanted to get revenge on Lulu for exposing Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, as her son, she dug up information about Liesl and Britt stealing the embryo. Danny Morgan, Asher Antonazin, stumbled upon the file and showed it to Rocco, who then called Liesl so that he could speak to her in person about the situation, and so she returned to Port Charles. In addition, Liesl is currently unaware that her daughter, Britt, who supposedly died in her arms in 2023, is actually alive. Liesl is currently being portrayed as a grieving mother who's a sympathetic character who misses her daughter terribly. She's also often used as comic relief on the show with her hilarious one-liners. However, Liesl is actually a horrendous villain whose theft of Dante and Lulu's embryo was nothing compared to what she did to General Hospital's Scorpio family. Liesl was madly in love with Caesar Faison, Anders Hove, the General Hospital supervillain who was obsessed with Anna Devane, Finola Hughes. In 2012, it was revealed that Liesl was instrumental in helping Faison hold Robin hostage after she was presumed dead in a lab explosion which he had staged. Liesl took pleasure in making Anna believe that her daughter was dead because she was so jealous of Faison's infatuation with her. While the writers have since attempted to redeem Liesl in several ways, most recently when she donated her bone marrow to save the life of her great-niece Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, her heinous actions towards Robin should never be forgotten. In addition to Liesl allowing Anna to believe that her daughter was dead, she heartlessly let Robin's daughter, Emma, suffer through the death of her mother. It's challenging to have sympathy for Liesl as she mourns the supposed death of her own daughter, Britt, after she put the Scorpio family through such horrors. After Faison was finally arrested, Liesl wanted to eliminate Robin once and for all by injecting her with a neurotoxin. However, Robin's father, Robert Scorpio, Tristan Rogers, was able to track Liesl down at a clinic, and he entered the room as Liesl and Robin were in a struggle with a syringe. Instead, Liesl stabbed Robert with a syringe, putting him into a coma, and she handed Robin over to Jerry Jacks, Sebastian Roche. Jerry forced Robin to work to find a cure for the plutonium poisoning from which he was suffering. Because of the coma, Robert was unable to tell anyone that Robin was alive. However, when he finally woke up, he convinced Anna that their daughter was alive. The Scorpios are the heroes and the heart of General Hospital, and Liesl's vile actions towards them proved that she was a heartless villain. She has since been portrayed as a much more complex character, but longtime viewers will remember that she has the capability to be intensely evil. Liesl has been the General Hospital Chief of Staff and has even performed at the nurses' ball, but all of this was an insult to the Scorpio family. Although Liesl and Anna recently had a heart-to-heart talk about their pasts and their regrets, it doesn't make up for the fact that Liesl tortured the Scorpio family both physically and mentally. Although Gotti is a fan favorite and a delightful actress, Liesl's crimes against the Scorpios are too terrible to be swept under the rug. Liesl is one of General Hospital's most ruthless villains of all time, and a rewrite of the character's personality won't change her past. The iconic General Hospital star Tristan Rogers has passed away at the age of 79. Rogers played the character of Robert Scorpio on the daytime television soap opera for more than 4 decades. In 1980, Rogers made his first appearance as Scorpio, and he continued to star in future General Hospital seasons, including appearances in multiple episodes in 2025 and in other recent years. Scorpio was originally supposed to be a one-episode character, but instead became a recurring role. Rogers' manager, Meryl Sudak, shared with ABC News that he passed away after a battle with lung cancer. His diagnosis was announced in July 2025, the same day his final General Hospital episode was released. Sudak noted that Rogers had never been a smoker and that his role on General Hospital meant everything to him. Read her additional comments below. Rogers was born on June 3, 1946 in Melbourne, Australia. His first on-screen roles were in several Australian television shows, and his General Hospital debut as Robert Scorpio came 11 years later in December 1980. The charismatic Scorpio was an international spy and, later on, a police commissioner of Port Charles. On X, General Hospital executive producer Frank Valentini paid tribute to Rogers. He emphasized how Rogers' performance as Scorpio has kept fans riveted for numerous decades, that Port Charles will not be the same without him, and that he was a one-of-a-kind talent. While Rogers is best known for his work as Scorpio and helping to shape both classic and modern soap operas, he also starred in several movies throughout his career. This includes voicing the charming mouse Jake in Disney's 1990 animated film The Rescuers Down Under, which was a sequel to 1977's The Rescuers. The sequel's cast also featured John Candy, Bob Newhart, and George C. Scott. Rogers is survived by his wife, 2 children, and a grandchild. There are many great soap opera tropes, and one of the best is characters appearing intermittently over the course of many years. Rogers turned a single-episode role into one of General Hospital's most beloved characters, who always made an impact whenever he appeared on the long-running soap opera. Many actors are only able to play their characters for a limited period of time, but Rogers had the opportunity to grow and develop Scorpio over the course of more than 4 decades. He will be forever associated with General Hospital and will always be part of the show's enduring legacy.